Dear students of secondary certificate, welcome to Geology with Mr. Sabit, episode number 4. We are going to explain historical geology. The main aim of geology is to determine the Earth's history, which can be determined by geologists through studying the rocks, especially the sedimentary rocks and the fossils which they contain. The great achievements which geology had reached in many aspects of life but the most important for humanity is the knowledge is achieving the geological timeline for Earth, which is called as geological timescale, which includes all events and its correct order, but the geological time scale is not complete in one place due to periods of time which sediment stops and the transgression or regression of sea level. As some layers disappear, also as a result of denudation or non-deposition of some time, which is called unconformity surface. Unconformity surface, periods of non-deposition, which we will study in the next pages. Many methods we will study unconformity surfaces in the next session. Many methods had been used to determine the age of Earth, like the decay of radioactive substances, which have determined the age of Earth by 4.6 billion years, 4,600 million years old, and also developing of life depends on fossils. Fossils spread widely, geographical, and have limited time. This type of fossil is called index fossil. So index fossil is a fossil that is widely spread, geographical, and have limited time range. Through the whole history of Earth, we can classify two large eons as number one, Cryptozoic, number two, Phanerozoic. Cryptozoic is unknown life eon, which starts with the beginning of Earth's history till 542 million years ago. This eon divided into three eras: Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic. So the unknown life eon is called Cryptozoic. and it starts with the beginning of Earth's history till 542 million years ago. This aeon divided into three eras: Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic. The second part of Earth's history, or the second period of Earth's history, known as Life Aeon, and we say Phanerozoic. So Phanerozoic is Life Aeon, which starts from 542 million years till now, and this aeon is divided into three eras, which are Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. And every era can be divided into periods, and each period can be divided into epochs. Studying the geological records, we can see transgression of the sea on land and the regression of the sea away from land, which cause of the deposition and non-deposition periods, or denudation, and cause formation of the geological structures, which call the unconformity structure. This is the historical chart, or the geologic times chart. Here the Cryptozoic. It has three eras: Hadean, Archeozoic, Proterozoic, and this period known as Precambrian. It represents 87% of Earth's age. The first era of the Cryptozoic, Hadean, the Earth's atmosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere formation. Okay? Archeozoic, the oldest rocks were formed, and also the life start, the beginning of unicellular living organisms such as anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria starts in the Archeozoic, and we should say that Hadean is a period from 4.6 billion years to 3.9 billion years. The Archeozoic from 3.9 million years, from 3.9 million years or billion years to 2.5 billion years. In other words, Hadean from 4,600 million years to 3,900 million years. But Archeozoic from 3,900 million years to 2,509 million years. And the end of Proterozoic till 542 million years ago. The era of Proterozoic, the green algae beginning, and also the beginning of multicellular living organisms. So the Cryptozoic includes Hadean, Archeozoic, Proterozoic. Hadean is from 4,600 million years to 3,900 million years, and Archaeozoic from 3,900 million years to 2,500 million years. Proterozoic from 2,500 million years to 542 million years. The Aeon Phanerozoic, the Aeon of life. As we said before, that Phanerozoic includes two eras: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. Paleozoic is known as the period of invertebrates. Mesozoic is known as period of reptiles, but Cenozoic the period of mammals. The Paleozoic, the period of invertebrates, it has 6 periods: Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous or Carbonian, Permian. Cambrian the evolution of animals in Cambrian, known as trilopates, and the beginning of skeletal organisms. The beginning of skeletal organisms. After Cambrian, Ordovician, the first green land plants start, or the beginning of green land plants on Earth, and fungi. Also, the invertebrates differentiates. The invertebrates differentiate in this period of Ordovician. Silurian, first vascular plants. First vascular plants. Also, the beginning of fish. The beginning of fish, or first vertebrates. Devonian, the beginning of conifers and trees, and the beginning of insects and the abundance of fish. Carboniferous, appearance of scaly trees and ferns, which were forming cool. Also, the beginning of amphibians. Beginning of amphibians or amphibian spread. Permian, angiosperm, flowering plants, abundance. And the beginning of reptiles. And the beginning of reptiles and marine life flourishing. So, if we come back to Cambrian, it is known with trilobites. Ordovician beginning of green plants and fungi. Silurian, first vascular plants and fish. Devonian, beginning of insects and beginning of conifers and trees. Carboniferous, scaly trees and ferns and forming cool. The beginning of amphibians. Permian, beginning of reptiles. And angiosperm flowering plants. The second era is Mesozoic. Mesozoic includes three periods: Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, and this era, Mesozoic, known as the period of reptiles. Triassic, the beginning of mammals in Triassic, but flying, aquatic, terrestrial reptiles spread, and the spreading of ammonite. So Triassic, mammals first appearance, ammonite spreading, and flying, aquatic, terrestrial reptile spreading. Period Jurassic. Jurassic, the beginning of birds in Jurassic. Small mammals spread in Jurassic. Giant reptiles abundance in Jurassic. The third period of Mesozoic, Cretaceous. Bony fish appear, or modern bony fish appear. And at the end of Cretaceous, dinosaurs disappear. And the beginning of Eutheria mammals appear in Cretaceous. The third era of Phanerozoic is Cenozoic, the period of mammals. And it has two periods: tertiary, quaternary. Tertiary and quaternary. Tertiary has 5 epochs: Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. Quaternary has 2 epochs: Pleistocene and Holocene. Cenozoic is characterized by appearing of grasses and flowering plants abundance. Also, the appearance of human, developing of mammals, prevalence of birds, appearance of mammalites, and dinosaurs and many living organisms distinct. Or the distinction of dinosaurs and many living organisms. So let's go back to time scale. From Hadean to the end of Proterozoic, I mean the Cryptozoic period, is about 87% of Earth's age. That means from 4,600 million years to 542 million years. Phanerozoic from 542 million years to 250 250 million years. Mesozoic from 250 million years to 65 million years. Cenozoic from 65 million years up till now. And now, introduction to historical geology, we will discuss also unconformity structures. Unconformity surface is denudation or non-deposition surface. Unconformity surface is denudation or non-deposition surface. It is clear and distinctive. It separates between two groups of rock masses and indicates the absence of deposition for periods of time up to tens of millions of years, and is inferred by several evidences. Evidences indicating unconformities. Number one, rounded conglomerates lie directly above the surface of unconformity. So, surface of unconformity is characterized by the presence of conglomerates, rounded conglomerates. Number two, the sudden change in sequence of fossil contents between the layers. Sudden change in fossil contents between the layers. Number three, the angle of depth of strata is different. So, difference in the inclination or angle of depth of strata on both sides of the surface of unconformity. Number four, the presence of geological structures or dikes in layers, overlying layers. So, the evidences of unconformity is rounded conglomerates, change in the sequence of fossil content, angle of depth of strata, dikes in layers, overlying layers. And now, what are the types of unconformities? Number one, nonconformity. This type consists of sedimentary rocks on a side and a metamorphic or igneous rocks on the other side. When the sedimentary rocks are younger and lie above. So, nonconformity is a type consists of sedimentary rocks on a side and igneous rocks or metamorphic rocks in another side. Tamam? That's it. As we see here in the figure, igneous or metamorphic rocks, the darker one beneath, and the upper one is sedimentary rocks. And the dark line, curved line, is the surface of nonconformity. The surface of nonconformity. Number two, angular unconformity. Angular and unconformity. Angular unconformity is between two groups of sedimentary rocks. The older group layers which are tilted. The older group layers tilted, and the younger group layers are horizontal, or the angular unconformity is between two groups of layers of sedimentary rocks which are inclined in two different directions. As you see here, the older group rocks inclined, the younger group rocks horizontal, as you see, and there is a curved surface of angular unconformity. Number 3 of unconformities, disconformity. The disconformity serves is between two parallel groups of layers of sedimentary rocks, almost in horizontal position. So both old layers and the younger layers are horizontally. Only geologists can distinguish the surface of disconformity by studying the fossil contents of the older group of rocks and the younger group of rocks. And now we have finished chapter 1, Geology and the Materials of the Earth. Thank you so much. Until we meet again in the next episode with Mr. Sabit.